Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya. Gaur Premanande. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manoyavishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayastadam Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadu Vargena Taya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavata Purana Malam Prema Pumartuman Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matayadam Na Yatra Navanirada Nindita Kandidaram Rasasagar Nagar Bhupavaram Shavavangi Macharu Shiganda Sikim Bhaja Krishna Nidim Rajarasasam Radhika Saroda Indu Nindi Mukha Mandali Vandi Shri Pada Padma Prishabhanu Nandini Vandi Shri Pada Padma Prishabhanu Nandini Vandi Shri Pada Padma Prishabhanu Nandini Ajanu Lambita Bhujo Kanakaya Udato Sankirtana Pitaro Kamalaya Taksha Vishwambaro Dijoro Yugadharmavalo Vande Jagat Priya Karuna Avtaro Vande Jagat Priya Karuna Vande Jagat Priya Karuna Jayadam Sarto Pango Mandamatir Gati Matsarasya Padam Pujo Radha Madana Mohono Divya Vrindaranya Kalpadruma Srimad Ratnangada Simhasanasto Sri Srila Radha Govinda Dev Preshtalivi Sevya Manas Varami Sriman Rasarasaram Vivam Shivatasteta Karshade Swader Venur Gopi Sri Gopinatha Sri Astuna Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasada Yasya Aprasadan Nagati Gudo Vidhans Tuvam Yashastri Sandhyam Vande Guru Ho Sri Charanarvindam Vancha Kalpataro Vischa Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vaishnavebhyo. Hare Krishna. So, just something very impromptu today, nothing so fancy, but being Vaikuntha Ekadashi, we decided that we will do a little bit of hearing and speaking, which is most beneficial. It is said during Ekadashi, if one follows it extremely uh, uh, well, then we should not even sleep on the night of Dwadashi. We should hear Harikatha, chant the holy names, and continue into the Ekadashi. But of course, we are all Kali Yuga Jivas, not possible. Our body is demanding so many things. But the least we can do is uh, uh, take prasadam that is conducive to Krishna Bhakti, especially in Ekadashi. And this is what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in this bhajan. This bhajan is a part of Sharanagati. If you all remember, I had mentioned that in several lectures. And anybody remembers the meaning of Sharanagati quickly? Vijay Prabhu.
Yeah, Sharan, to surrender. The agati means constant stop, constant.
No movement.
No moving, no moving.
No movement. So whether Krishna, you bring good circumstances in my life, or you bring bad circumstances in my life. Whether you kick me or you embrace me. You are my Lord and Master, birth after birth after birth. That is pure devotion. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught. This is the highest of the highest that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, especially those who have understood even a little bit of Chaitanya Srishtastakam, then one's life in advancement in Krishna consciousness is guaranteed. So, This is the theme of Sharanagati. Many people take shelter, read different religions, they all have faith in their own lordships, and they have faith and they take shelter, but not to the extent of what our Vaishnava acharyas are teaching us. Sharanagati. Hmm. Good times, bad times, whatever times, you kick us, embrace us. We are yours, Krishna, and we will always be yours. Birth after birth after birth after birth. There's nothing other than you. Mat prananathas. You are my prannath. You are like the pran is required for the body. Mother, you can sit on the chair. No formalities, please. Uh, so you are my pran. Pran means, and when the pran, there are five life hairs. We discussed that yesterday in Malkute, right? The five pran hairs. What are those? That one of the most important is the prana. So pran, when prana leaves out of the five life hairs, body is finished. So you are my prana, natha. Without you we cannot sustain ourselves, whether good times or bad times. So that is the mood of Sharanagati. And Sharanagati has how many branches? Don't look in the phone. Haribol. No cheating. This is not open book. Sharanagati has 6 branches. Okay? First branch. And this all sixes, again I mentioned to you, Prabhuji, that everything comes from pure Shastra. No concoction, no imagination, no emotional, pure devotion. So the pure Shastra says in the Hari Bhakti Vilas, there are 6 branches of full surrender. Humility, Dainyata, Atmanivedan, offering everything to Krishna. This house is not mine, it is yours, Krishna. I'm simply living in this house. Manasa Deha Geha Joki Chumor, Arpilu Tuapade Nanda Kishore. My mind, my heart, Deha, my body, Geha, my house, my assets, whatever I possess, I offer it to you, O son of Nanda Maharaj. That is Atmanivedan. And the highest point of Atmanivedan is that when you offer our own minute independence to Krishna, very difficult to give up. That minute independence, the further explanation is given that we all have Anuswatantrata, minute independence. Now, to give that and surrender that to Krishna is most difficult. One can give up Kamini, meaning opposite the association of women or men. Kanchan, one can give up Kanchan, money or wealth or gold, and Pratishtha. That also is very difficult to give up. Most people fall trapped to Pratishtha. Big sadhus have failed in that. And like Durvasa Muni, is such a great sadhu, acknowledged even in Vrindavan, in Braj. In fact, Durvasa Muni gave a benediction to Srimati Radharani that whatever you cook and anybody who takes it will always be healthy and have a long life. And that is why Mother Yashoda always wanted Radharani to cook for Krishna. She used to come all the way from Yavat and before getting married from Barsana, because she got this benediction, she served Durvasa Muni so nicely when he came to her father's house at King Vishwamanu's home. So he gave benediction that whatever you cook, whatever whoever partakes of your cooking will remain very healthy and long life. So Mother Yashoda, with her Vatsalya Ras, is thinking that if I get Radharani to cook for my Krishna, he will always become healthy. There will be no dangers, and he will live a long life. So, since her childhood, Mother Yashoda cooked. Mother Yashoda always encouraged her to cook for our Krishna. So, like this, we find that in this bhajan, after Atmanivedan comes, in Sharanagati, Gopti Dharan, Krishna is my provider. Not my degree, not my money, not my job. A Vaishnava may have millions of dollars, a million, karodpati, kharabpati in rupees, but he thinks this is Krishna's, not mine. It is his mercy. But some who are very puffed up think that, oh, I had nothing, I was studying under the street light, I got myself educated very nicely, I went to this college, that college, and then I got a big job in America, and now I have so much money. That's how they introduce themselves to their friends, to their grandchildren. I had nothing when I came to America. I had only $200 when I came. But now I have more than $20 million, as an example. So that is puffed up. But a Vaishnava will always think, Gopti Davaran means Krishna is always my provider. And not only that, provider for roti kapda makan, not for that only, but also he provides us the rasa, how to advance in Krishna consciousness. He is the source. There's a deeper meaning to that. Atma Nivedan. Gopti Devaran. Avashya Rakshive Krishna Vishwaspalan. I have full faith that Krishna will always protect me, like Prahlad Maharaj. Full faith. Uh, Avashya Rakshive always will protect me. Vishwaspalan. I have full faith in that. And the fifth is Bhakti Anukul Karya Karaja Swika, Bhakti Pratikul Bhav Varjan Angikar. Fifth and sixth. Fifth is whatever is Anukul to Krishna Bhakti, we will accept. And Bhakti Pratikul Bhav Varjan Angikar, whatever is not good for Bhakti, we will reject. So these are the 6 sangas. So this song is in the 5th anga, which you call commonly known as Ekadashi Bhajan. So what does it say? Very quickly we'll translate. Then we'll go into the 6th canto, which is the importance of the holy names. Very important. Okay. So Shuddha Bhagata Charana Renu Bhajane Anukul. What is what is Anukul to Bhajanam? What is conducive to Bhajan? Is the dust of the feet of pure devotees. That is Anukul to Bhajan. Number 1. Okay. Number 2. Bhagata Seva Parama Siddhi Prema Latikar Mula. And this, when we get the mercy somehow or the other by hearing Harinam or getting even a few remnants from Vaishnavas, or we get prasad from the temple, then what has happened? We get Bhakti Lata Bij. The bij or the seed is there in our heart. It is planted by somebody by their mercy. So, by the mercy of Vaishnavas, when we hear Harikatha, when we hear chanting, or when they encourage us to do all these things, then the seed of devotion is planted in our heart. Now that seed, just like a seed, when we plant in the soil, it slowly grows up into a little, it is called latika, or it is known as sapling in English. Creeper. Yes. So what is that? Creeper, from that beach, it becomes creeper by how? Bhakata Seva, by the service of Vaishnavas. It gives us the Parama Siddhi. It gives us the most highest Siddhi. I explained the word Siddhi. When I explained it the day before yesterday in Melkute. What is Siddhi for Gaudiya Vaishnavas? Braj Prema. Very nice. And also further to refine that Siddhi, just like milk, then we have kheer thickness, then we have rabdi thickness, and then we have khoya. So what is that khoya and Braj Prema? Madhurya Rasa. That is Param Siddhi. So when we partake very sincerely and without any hypocrisy, we serve our Vaishnavas, those who are pure, not any other Vaishnava. We should serve all. But at the end of the day, we don't know who is pure. That person can become very pure. So it's best to avoid any offenses and serve without any kind of duplicity. A lot of duplicity is found in service, we find. When Guru Maharaj is there, regardless of who is Guru Maharaj, everybody is nice to each other. They want to make up a good show. But when Guru Maharaj is away, then nobody comes to Bhagavatam classes. Not many people come. Only when Guru Maharaj is, the whole hall is full. They want to show Guru Maharaj that I am attending Bhagavatam class. I am interested in Bhagavatam class. No, not like that. I always said, whenever the opportunity arises, especially those who are staying in the temple, whether brahmacharis or even sannyasis, they must attend Bhagavatam because this is the order of the Acharya. Okay, we are not beyond Prabhupada. It doesn't matter if tomorrow you become Guru, I become Guru, or I become sannyasi, you become sannyasi. Our position is always to take the order of Prabhupada. So if we don't follow that, then there is something wrong. Very important. So that is the thing. Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi, Prema Latikar Mula. It is the root to that sapling or the creeper of Prem, Krishna Prem in Vrindavan. Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kori. What is Madhavatiti? Madhavatiti is Ekadashi. Okay, the tithis or the days that Madhav or Krishna likes. Okay, here Madhav specifically means we can take it 2 different ways. One, Vaikuntha Adipati and Lakshmi Devi. So Madhava means husband of Lakshmi. But for us, I explained, who remembers what does Madhav mean? Was it in Kyarpura? Madhav, what does Madhav mean for Gaudiya Vaishnavas? Hmm. So same word, different consciousness. And I will come to that part. That's true. But what does the word Madhav mean? Ma means don't, and Dhava means run away. So Radharani says, don't run away from me, oh Krishna. Therefore his name is Madhav. Eh? So like this, the gopis say, don't run away from Radharani. You want to go, but don't go. You have just come right now. So don't go away. Don't run away. Oh, every word has got so much churning from milk to khoya. Different words, same words, dramatically same, but depending on the consciousness. At the end of the day, Prabhupada said it's Krishna consciousness. What is our consciousness is very important. Okay, so Madhav Tithi. And what else is Madhav Tithi? Well, we have to in Madhav Tithi, best is do Nirjala. But because we cannot due to health reasons or we just cannot, then the second best is to only sustain on milk. If that is also not possible, milk and fruits. If that is not possible, no beans, no grains. That is acceptable. Okay. But anything with grains or anything we should not take. So that is Ram Navami example, right? Then Gaur Purnima is coming first, then Ram Navami will come, right? Then we will find that all the Janmashtami, Balaram Jayanti, all these Nityanand Trayadashi, these are all Madhav Tithi. Hmm. So we have to fast on those days, especially take Ekadashi Prasad. Very important. Sri Prabhupada has said that. One time in Toronto, I was propagating this that you have to follow Prabhupada's instructions. So somebody said that I like what you're saying, but do you have any references? I said yes, because I want to give that presentation to the authorities at Toronto Temple, Toronto ISKCON, because on Ekadashi also they are serving in the temple and Janmashtami especially they are serving both prasadam, non-Ekadashi and Ekadashi. So I took the time and quoted many verses from Vishnu Puran, Skanda Puran, and even Prabhupada's commentaries. So Prabhupada said strictly it should be uh, Gaur Purnima and what do you call and Janmashtami and all those days. These are all Madhudis Ekadashi Prasad. It is austerity. We have to perform. But sometimes the management makes some decisions which are not in favor of Srila Prabhupada's orders. Oh, there are many people coming, they are donors in the temple, they are giving money, they are doing Kalash Abhishek. So for them, we can make puris and jalebis and so many things that are non Ekadashi. No, why? In Ekadashi, did we not have a wonderful meal today? How many of you all can say? And in fact, in Ekadashi, there's a lot of feasting if those who are not completely fasting. So there are so many items that are made in Ekadashi, but they can eat that, but we cannot eat that. Now, another thing we have to be remember very carefully. In temple environment, when we are cooking Ekadashi uh, bhoga or prasadam eventually, no cross contamination to take place. Same stove, it is not fully cleansed. Day before, we have cooked anna on it. Not only that, one time in Toronto temple, I saw that on Ekadashi, it was a Sunday feast. It happened to be Sunday. And they were serving uh, Alfonso, canned Alfonso or Kesri mango, tins, sharbat or nectar made out of it. Pour it in a big drum, put some water, and they mix it. And along with Ekadashi Prasad, they served it. Everybody's Ekadashi, 450 people's Ekadashi was broken. Why? Because they don't read. On the can, it clearly said corn sweetener. Corn is not allowed on Ekadashi. And in most of the Western countries, even nowadays, it is happening here because it's a cheap way to make sweetness. Sugar is more expensive. Corn is much cheaper, especially is it abundant in United States. Almost anywhere you go, just like here we saw in Mysore, we saw so many sugarcane fields. There we see there are a lot of corn fields. So many things are made out of corn. Corn oil is there, corn sweetener. So they extract, process, and they make it for sweetening. So you can use that corn sweetness on other days, but not on Ekadashi. So we have to be extremely careful, especially the more responsible we are in running a center administration. If we are not careful, we will be taking that pop on our heads if they break the Ekadashi. They have faith in us that they are preparing everything nicely. So, one very big important principle that my wife and I we have followed throughout our journey is when in doubt, don't take on Ekadashi. Okay, when in doubt, even there is a little doubt on that item, don't take it. Why? We can survive. There are so many other items that are there that are doubtless, right? So don't, nowadays, another thing that thing has come out, I don't know why, is because now they take quinoa. Ah, in India it is less, but there they take quinoa on Ekadashi. Quinoa is a form of a grain. But things they are changing according to sense gratification because some particular Maharaj or some particular leader liked it and they said it's okay to use quinoa on Ekadashi. And that's how the word of mouth spreads. When when leaders do that, then the rest of them they automatically do it. So a general principle, and I'll just share this with you. I'm not saying you all do it. My wife and I, we never take prasadam in the temple on Ekadashi. Never. After seeing what happened in Toronto with the corn syrup, and after seeing the conditions in the kitchen, we do not take prasadam there. We prefer to take fruits if we don't have anything, or like we go to New Vrindavan and other places to do all the festivals. So now once we go back after, generally Gaur Purnima is done there. By the end of February, I am already back. But this time, because of the extended stay in Bali was not on my list and Bangalore was not. So then the stay got extended in one sense. So we are going a little bit late. So we go all the festivals in New Vrindavan, all of them until before Kartik. All festivals we spend there. But if it is Madhav Tithi, we cook our own from our own home and take it. We don't take a chance. So it depends on us. Those who want to do what they do, they can do what they want. Those who don't want to chant 16 rounds, they don't chant. They want to chant 4 rounds, let them chant 4 rounds. But if we want to advance very nicely, Prabhupada has instructed minimum 16 good rounds. So the instructions of the acharyas we must follow as much as we can. And especially, it is not that difficult. Ekadashi comes twice a month. Now, if we want to get lazy, if we want to get complacent, we can find 100,000 reasons to break Ekadashi. In spite of knowing, we know we will break it. So this is Madhav Tithi. It is Bhakti Janani, mother of devotion. Jatane Palana Kori, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, with great endeavor, I will do this Ekadashi and all the Madhav Tithi vratas. So this is what Krishna Vasati Visati Voli Parama Adar Vori. Wherever Krishna performed his pastimes, with great effort and with great respect, I will go there and take the blessings of the dham or the different pastimes places. That is conducive to Krishna consciousness. We're talking about the fifth section of Sharanagati, what is conducive, what is good for bhakti. It is that is what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is talking about. So the next item that is that Krishna Vasati Vasati Voli Parama Adara. With great reverence, I will visit all those places of pilgrimage and seek the blessings. Because the Dham, Krishna's name, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's Dham, Krishna's form, Krishna's transcendental qualities are Sri Krishna. So when we bow down to Vrindavan, when we bow down mentally or physically, we bow down, we are actually bowing down to Krishna and Krishna's internal energies. Dham is an internal energy of Sri Krishna and is not different. Hmm? And Gaur Amar Jai Sab Sthane Korala Brahmana Range. Wherever my Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went, Korala Brahmana Range, I will follow in his footsteps and go to all those holy places. Like yesterday, we went to the different places of pilgrimage, like we went to the Chela Narayana. Lord Balram went there. He worshipped Chela Narayana. So that is same thing. Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Krishna, Lord Balram, following in their footsteps. We went. We should go. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Dakshin Bharat Padyatra. He went to many, many holy places. So we should follow in his footsteps and go. And with who? That is a very important criteria. We should go, that's for sure. But not somebody who charges money. Doesn't matter if he has tilak, no tilak, whether he is such and such person, even in our own ISKCON or is some panda, then we will not get the desired effect. Clearly here he has said, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaura Amara Jai Savsthane Korora Brahmana Range, Sei Sthan Heribo Ami Pranay Bhakata Sange. I will visit those places with a devotee who within their heart has understood Gaudiya Vaishnavism. That is Pranay Bhakta. Who has no material desire, not to ask for any money, for katha, for kirtan, or for taking people in a pilgrimage. Uh, that is a different story that we go in a big group and they need to make arrangements for prasadam, place to stay, then we all have to contribute. But to go and to charge, or supposing if a leader says, okay, I'm going to do this Vraj Mandal Parikrama and I'm going to charge 50,000 rupees, and we follow that person, then that bhav is gone. Uh, Neither one may want to give a gift, but in the terms of money or something like that, but it is up to the person whether he should receive or not. Then the desired effect is not there. Clearly, Gaur Amar Jai Savsthane Karolo Brahmana Range Sei Sthan Herivami Pranay Bhakata Sange. Pranay means one who had understood the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, one who has understood Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Then, and if we don't find it, then we pray. Vrindavan Dham is such a place, Mayapur Navadvip Dham is such a place that if you pray very seriously, even that thought comes for a moment, seriously, Krishna arranges it. So many times we have experienced it in other devotees. Sometimes you are standing in the back all the way, and the pujari is giving flowers to everyone, prasadam, but only the people in the front are getting in the back. But suddenly one devotee sincerely desires, I wish I can get it, but I have no room to go there. Somehow or the other, the flower will reach that devotee. Yes, you have seen that, right? So many desires. Yeah, so many desires like that are fulfilled in Dham. Dham is also Chintamani. Naam and Dham is not different. Whatever you sincerely desire is given. So one says, they say, be careful what you ask in the Dham. Be very careful. So if you ask in the Dham, Ghar dhan aave, Sukh Sampati aave, dollar kamave, America jave, Dham will say, take it very easily. Just like that multi-billionaire will say, take $1, you want $1, I will give you. But that is not the optimal use. Huh? When we go to Dham, how we should pray. This is what I have learned, I will share, if you don't mind. Huh? We should say to the Dham or to the deities that please give me what you think is best for me. Please give me what you think is best of me for me. So supposing if you go to a multi-billionaire and say you give me whatever you think is best, he's not going to give you 1 rupee. In fact, when you go to a king in the past days, the Brahmanas they never asked, and the king took out his own garland. It was laden with the diamonds and emeralds and so much gold, and he would just give it, take it. Huh? So we don't even know what is best for us. We even don't know that. So there, but he knows. So if he knows that we have joined this wonderful movement of ISKCON, we are followers of Srila Prabhupada under Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then when we sincerely pray like that to the deities, especially in the Dham, or even to the dust of Rajdham, then it will give us that benediction. Okay, now you have left it up to me what to give. So I'm not so cheap to give you something small. I will give you something very, very big. So we leave it to them. So that is some one of the highest prayers. When we go down, bow down to the Dham, you know. And we can always do so many stutis, but in one line, doesn't matter which language, Sanskrit, Telugu, Malayalam, whatever language you want to speak in, you can see because Krishna understands all languages. Dham is Sri Krishna. Dham is Sri Krishna and his associates. So they understand everything, they are cognizant about everything. So please give me what is best for me. So sometimes we find that he gives us so many things. He may even give us wealth, what is our sustenance. Along with that, will give us bhakti. And if we continue praying, he sees that, okay, yes, this person is using the wealth properly, not using it only for sense gratification. And then he's asking me more, then I will further give him. Slowly, I will deplete material attachment and I will give him pure bhakti. So, according to the circumstances, the Dham, Krishna, associates, they know what is best for us. That is the best prayer. So, Krishna Vasati Vasati Voli Parama Andhra Gaur Amara Jai Savsthane Karola Brahmana Range Pranay Bhagata Sange Sei Savsthana Herivami along with those devotees. So, we can pray that, I would like to go around and see the different pastimes of Krishna and the different places. Krishna, can you send me somebody who has who is not interested in money, who is not interested in such things, kindly send me somebody that just for the love of the Dham, he is going to take us and explain so many different pastimes. So when that happens, the Dham will arrange it, believe it or not. Otherwise, you can always take a 2000 rupees taxi and go to Barsana Nandgram and all those places, and he will say, this is this, this is this, this is this. And he will also tell you all those stories that they sometimes manufacture, that is not even based on Dham. And then at the end of the day, they will make you guilty. They will actually catch one panda, the taxi driver will hand you over to that panda. Then panda will give him commission. Every time you come to Barsana, you come to Nandgram, bring me customers and I will give you 200 rupees, 300 rupees. Just like those taxi drivers who take us to the different shops, right? They say that this is the government shop. Go to the outlet. Nice silk saris, sandalwood items, this that. But you saw that one person was sitting on the stool outside every shop. 2 shops we went in Mysore. There was one person with a notebook. He was not taking our name. He was taking the name of the rickshaw number, and I mean the rickshaw driver's name, so that later on they will come back and they will collect some commission. They do that all the time. That is the process. Even the bus drivers, when they take you, not only Vrindavan Dham or any other place, when they take you on the highway, they have particular dhabas that they will stop. They not only get free lunch, but they also get money in their pockets because there are 50 people in the bus. That's a lot of money. And when a bus comes or when a car comes and they stop there, they have a different menu, not the same menu. For the locals, they have a different menu. They see who is coming. So this is cheaters and cheated. That aloo matar that is costing 100 rupees on the regular menu, when we come in a nice car or we come in a tourist bus, it's 280 rupees. So this is the world today. Kaliyug, very bad. And that has also gone into so-called spiritual life. So many pandas, they want money, money, money. But we should be very careful. One thing I always say, never yell and scream at them. Never get so upset at them. Some or the other, they have been given that position to be in Vrindavan. And they have been asking, if we can give, we give. If we cannot, fold our hands and we say, next time. And that's what I always do. My wife sometimes gets very upset because they just come after you. Sometimes the pandas in Jagannath Puri, she was once upset. So they actually took her hand and they tried to take out her bangle and give it to Lord Jagannath. So she was very upset. Naturally, she was. Also, otherwise, even when she goes to Vraj, some places in Nandgram and other places, they force you too much. So I tell her, and I tell those who I take with me, don't get upset. Some or the other, their past karma was such that they were able to reach the dham more than you and me. They are there. There's a reason why they are there. But if they commit offenses in the dham, and if they do that, then it is multiplied by thousands of times. And if they do something good, any devotee also does something good, even you chant one round in the holy dham, it is worth thousands. But on the other hand, there are two sides of the graph. What is that called? X-axis, Y-axis. You remember your mathematics? Uh, so X-axis is like the dham for good things. You do one small thing, it is multiplied by so much. And you do one wrong thing, you commit offenses, it also multiplies thousands of times. So we should not stay in the dham too long. If we are not, that is the safest way. Never stay in the dham too long. Go for a few days, take darshan, hear Hari Katha, and then leave. Come back. Otherwise, Prabhupada says familiarity breeds contempt. Unless and until one is very well established, and that is why we have to be very careful who we speak to. Rickshawalas will want same place you want to go next day. The first day you pay 20 rupees, the next day is asking 100. So these things will happen. She gets very upset. I say, calm down, Anju. We don't have to give if we don't want to. If there's some Brahman or so-called Vaishnava, so-called Brahman coming and asking money with folded hands, most of the time this happens to me. I go in the morning loaded with several thousand rupees. When I come back from parikrama, I don't have anything left. It's all gone. I give it away. In any case, and why I'm saying this is because then what happens? Somebody is always there to ask you. We don't have that much wealth in this creation to give everybody everything. There'll always be somebody who's going to ask you and you will not have, or you may not want to give. At that time, you can always say politely, if Radharani Krishna wants, we will definitely meet again. And next time when I see you, I will serve you. So that way, that person is also pacified. हाँ? And he will say, some people will be very adamant, अरे अभी दो, अभी न कल किसने देखा है? हाँ? So then we can very nicely say, Krishna is very kind. If he wants to show many cults, he can show us. He can show us many tomorrows. So we should have faith in that. That so that way we are polite and we do not commit any offenses in the Dham. Very important. Most people get very upset. I used to do that, but slowly over a period of time, simply fold my hands. If they ask you 1,000 times, 1,000 times you fold your hands if you don't want to give. Huh? Because if I have, I will give. Sometimes I don't give because I see the children are begging. There is a mafia that involves them into begging. Old people are begging in Radhakund. And all that money that is given, that Gunda takes it away. We think with a good heart. I did that many times. So many videos in Radhakund many years ago. I used to give, not paisa, like they have actually so many people sitting outside and they have uh, coins. They are selling coins that you give them 1 rupee, they will give you 95 paisa, something like that, because that is they have a commission, and that then you distribute 10 paisa to all the bhikaris or to all the ones who are asking. But I generally never did that. By mercy of Guru Gaurang, I always give some note, currency. But when I saw that hundreds and hundreds would come, they would gather me, and then later on, they would, be taken away by some gunda who actually just feeds them, gives them some prasadam, and then the rest of the day they are made to sit outside some temples and beg. Now, I'm not saying all are like that. Sometimes why I give is there might be somebody genuine who really needs it. So because of 99 false people, one genuine people will be missed. So if we can afford, we should give. But if we know for sure if this person is going to misuse it into drugs, drinking, smoking bidi, then we should not be a part of it. But if there's a benefit of doubt, we want to give somebody, then we should give. Uh, we should not think that everybody is like that. If we can afford, give. But if we cannot at some point, or if we get a feeling that we don't want to give, then we should politely say next time, if Krishna willing, Radharani willing, I will definitely meet you and I will do some seva. So that way the other person is also pacified. And if he's not a genuine person, he's a thief, he'll just simply move on to the next garak. He will try to catch the next person. So, but at least we don't commit offenses. We should not commit offenses in Dham, even to monkeys. I have seen so many Indian devotees, Indian body and even Western, they throw stones at monkeys. They beat them with the sticks unnecessarily, even without them disturbing us. Okay? No. Therefore, Jayati Adhikam Janmana Vrajas Srayate Indira Shashwatatrati, first verse of Gopi Geet, that anybody who is born in Vraj is very glorious. Krishna is glorious, and so that anybody, even that ant, is more glorious. Even that pig who is simply in the gutters of Vraj is more glorious than us because took birth there. So in the past life, they have done something wrong, but somehow or the other, Prabhupada said that, they are born in Vrindavan. Because they committed offenses in Vrindavan, they become monkeys, they become pigs, etc. But Krishna still gives them a chance because that pig is eating when you finish the what you call the priti bhojan, and you throw away the remnants in one corner. Immediately the pigs will come and eat it. So they get prasadam from Vaishnavas, from sadhus. So Krishna doesn't say get out immediately from Vraj. Gives them a chance to become monkey, to become pig, etc. But even then they are exalted. We should have those eyes. So never ever hurt anybody in Vraj. Never even think of hurting anybody. That is what Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, who is none other than Tunga Vidya Sakhi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associate, he has written wonderful books, especially two very esoteric books, very high level books, Vrindavan Mahimamrit and Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi. These two books. That only when we are in our full maturity, if we read, we will understand what Vraj Bhav is, what is Srimati Radharani. So he has written in Vrindavan, if somebody doesn't do anything and even simply goes to sleep, will get benefit. In Vrindavan, even if there is a thief who is stealing, he is also much better than the most of us who are visiting the Dham. Srila Prabhupada Saraswati has said that. So we should have such eyes when we see that. No need to record, this is being recorded. It will be said. That's why I especially recorded this for your memory. today. Yes, yes. Ah.
Yeah.
But
Ah.
you slept at night 2 o'clock.
It's okay, I'm okay. When Harikatha comes, I'm very pucked up. If you are worried about that part, if you are tired, you can go retire or rest. I'll be okay even to speaking to one person who is ready to listen. Okay. So I'm fine. No problem there.
She's concerned about health.
No, I know. I'll be okay. After Katha, I will rest maybe 1 hour. Okay, no problem. And then you all can also rest. So, what was I saying? In Tirtha, be extremely careful. That is conducive to bhakti. Or if we are not careful, it is pratikul to bhakti. It is not conducive to bhakti. So we have to be extremely careful. Be polite. What is that? What does it take to be nice to everyone in Dham? You don't know that that particular person may be Indra himself, that pig, or some Devi Devta asking for money. So not giving money is not a problem. The problem is when we are rude to them. And many of them, they really shoo them away or get very upset. Then whatever good things we have accumulated will slowly dissipate. It will go away. So we don't want to take that risk. Uh, Always be nice, especially when we are in Vrindavan. We have to be extra careful. We have to be nice at all times, but we have to be extra careful. So then he's saying in the next line or the next stanza, Mridanga Vadya Sunite Mana, what is good for our bhakti? Mridanga Vadya Sunite Mana Avsara Sada Yache, Gaura Vihita Kirtana Suni, Ananda Ridve Nache. So Mridanga Vadya, whenever I hear the sound of Mridanga, when I hear the sound of Kirtan as an example, uh, Sunite Mana, when my heart listens to that, I'm always looking for that opportunity. So the other day, twice or thrice we found uh, that when we reached, what is that, Doma Sondra, right? We were trying to search the place, and Prabhuji said, here, Kirtan is, we can hear the Kirtan. We can hear the Kirtan. That's where our center is. Our center is immediately. So similarly, a devotee is always looking, to uh, the opportunity to hear that transcendental sound vibration of that kirtan, and always looking for an opportunity. Ah, Mridanga Vadya Sunite Mana. Just the sound of the transcendental sound of the Mridanga. Because we may not be able to hear the actual sound vibration if we are very far, but Mridanga can be heard very far because of the vibration of the Mridanga. And that is why our Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur called the printing press of transcendental books Brihat Mridanga. Brihat means big, big mridanga. There are small mridangas, there are medium sized mridangas. Then in Manipur, if you go, there are much larger mridangas, as an example, right? Huh? And Brihat biggest mridanga is the printing press that prints the transcendental books. So that sound vibration will go to all corners of the world. Therefore, distributing Srila Prabhupada's books is Brihat Mridanga. The printing press that prints and those who distribute are assisting in the big mridanga, which is the preaching effort. That is called Brihat Mridanga. So Mridanga Vadya Mridanga Vadya Sunite Mana Avsara Sadayache Prasad Seva Korite Hoi Sakala Prapancha Jaya. No, sorry. Gaura Vihita Kirtana Suni Ananda Hridaya Nache. And whatever is approved, what kind of kirtans are approved by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if I hear those kirtans, my heart will dance. Ananda Hridaya Nache. So it's a very important message here. Same thing I explained in GV when we did the Samsara Davanal 11 sessions on the second verse. That verse, Mahaprabhu Kirtan Nitya Gita. Mahaprabhu Kirtan Nitya Gita, and this is exactly the same meaning here. That is, Gaura Vihita Kirtan Suni. Whatever is approved by Mahaprabhu, we should sing those bhajans, we should sing that Kirtan. Not that we musically sing anything. Even when you go to the Dham, you'll find so many people chanting the holy names, but they are not approved. So even in the so-called Gaudiya section, that there is a certain section, they are called themselves Nityanand Parivar. Those who came from the lineage of Lord Nityananda. There's Advaita Parivar, those who came from Advaita Acharya. But all of them are not pure. Only one or two recognized sections from the son of Advaita Acharya, Achyutananda. is authorized. The Advaita Acharya had more than one son. They were not authorized. Nityananda Prabhu also, he had two consorts, and in his lineage, not everybody was authorized, or even if at some point purity was there, then that purity went away. So they started chanting, manufacturing mantras. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Radhesham, Bhajo, Gaura Nitya, Nityananda Radhesham, something like that. So they manufactured that. So in Vrindavan, you will hear those mantras. They have the same tilak, everything same they wear, Kanthimala, but they are not true Gaudiya Vaishnavas in the true sense. To think like that is kind of, our weakness when we think like that. Because they are not in line with Mahaprabhu. They are not in line with Nityananda Prabhu, really speaking. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has identified 13 apasampradayas. They are called Sahajyas. If you have heard that term, Sahajya means a very simple way to understand. Please. Sahaja means one who takes everything very, very casually, lightly. That, oh, now I have entered into Raganuga Bhakti. Now I have got Gopi Prem. Krishna, I am your Gopi, I am your Dasi. Let me do this, let me do that. Wear a sari. The males wear a sari. And they have a group called Sakhi Beki. That's one out of the 13. One of them is identified called Sakhi Beki. Thank you. Sakhi Beki means one who acts like a Sakhi in Madhurya Rasa. What is the mantra?
Raso aham apsoha kantaya.
Haribo! Thank you. Rasoham apsoha kantaya. So,
Prabhu, just a minute, I'm getting chair for Mataji. It's
No,
not.
I'm
The chair is not.
fine. Sir, I'm fine.
The bush one.
I know.
Please take care.
it's okay. If you want, you can even sit there. There is space.
Be comfortable.
So, what was I saying? That there are so many, so many Sahajas, 13 different Apasampradayas who act like Vaishnavas, who have Vaishnava Tilak, Vaishnava Kantimala in Apasampradaya. So, Owl is one of them in Bengal. Baul, they sing bhajans of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they are not approved by Mahaprabhu. They're Owl, Baul, Atibari, Sankachuda. They even sometimes wear, like, the women, they wear the tie of the knot, that is like a Sankachuda. And then they wear the Vaishnava Tilak and they dance in ecstasy and all that. Sometimes they show that bhav, not approved. Atibari, Sakhi Beki, like that there are 13 of them. So we should be very careful. That is called Sahajya. Taking Krishna consciousness very lightly. Taking Madhurya Ras very lightly. Thinking that we can take it just in a few short years, we have become so advanced. No, not like that. So Gauravi the Kirtan Suni. One should be listening to Kirtans that are approved by Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu gave that authority to Saruddha Damodar Goswami. Kirtan means also writings. Many scholars used to come and say, Mahaprabhu, I have written this, can you take a look at it? So Mahaprabhu got tired of it because a lot of it was not in line of pure devotion. So he said, now, if Saruddha Damodar Goswami reads it and he approves it, then I will take a look at it. Otherwise, I will not take a look at it. Mahaprabhu's time was very precious. It should not be wasted. So even an exalted Vaishnava's time should not be wasted. Somebody who is guiding us nicely, somebody who is training us, we should highly respect their time. Okay. Yes.
Question here. Authentic kirtans approved by Mahaprabhu. Where to get those from?
There's nectar is there in all our Vaishnava songbooks.
Vaishnava books.
That's it. Nothing beyond that. And if we have that inclination and if we really understand Braj Bhakti from the perspective of Sri Vallabhacharya devotees, they are also very pure. But because they are in Braj Bhasha, we cannot understand it so easily. And a lot of it is very amazingly in Raganuga Bhakti. So we can study those. So give me that book quickly. 4 line. I wanted to, since I took the. It's on my no, on my check-in handbag. There is that pustak that we bought in Bombay. No. This is, for example, I will tell you. But the best is to stick to our Vaishnava Acharyas. Unless and until one is extremely mature, then one will not be able to identify that this is pure in Rajbhav or not. Did you find it? Okay. So as this morning I was telling Avinash Prabhu that even in sadhana bhakti, we should have some love. Although we may not have Raj Prem completely, but whatever we do, whether we are offering bhoga to Krishna or offering arti, it should be done with our heart, with love. So even I was telling that according to different time of the day, according to different seasons, different foodstuffs are offered. And what is offered to Krishna, we find in many Vaishnava Acharyas, pure devotion, they have written. So for example, I will read one very small line in Raj Bhasha that is there, that offering to Krishna. Just to get you an idea what I'm doing. But I would not venture into this unless and until you are very mature. Otherwise, either we will be criticized for not understanding properly. Best not to take any risk. But safest is our Vaishnava Acharya bhajans. And this is also like Vaishnava Acharya is written by. So these are different authors in Pushtimar that they sing according to the offerings. So for example, Byalu Pada. Byalu means breakfast. What is offered in Krishna during breakfast? See, so here he's saying Byaru Karata hai Dhansham. Byalu means breakfast. Dhansham is taking breakfast. Madhu Meva Pakwan Mithai. So Madhu Meva means nice dry fruits. Like you serve dry fruits today. So that this is what is, and Pakwan Mithai. Different types of sweets. And what is that? Then further, what is on his Krishna's plate? Pistam, Draksha, Badam, Dudha Bhat. So pistachios, raisins, almonds, Dudha Bhat. So something like kheer. Dudha Bhat, Khova, Basandhi. Khova means the khova that you made that laddu, that khova, mawa, and basundi. Krishna loves in breakfast, he loves basundi. Basundi. Le ai vrajbham. Vrajbham means so many gopis have brought that for Krishna's breakfast. Asakarana Prabhu Mehana Nagara Anga Abhiram. And when he is taking it, they are feeling so much joy in every part of their body. Just a small short bhajan. But see, it gives us an idea what is to be offered that Krishna likes. Like that, there are so many bhajans there. That the Dudana Pad, when you offer milk especially. Dudha piye mana mohana pyare. Man Mohan means one who is actually enchanting our hearts. That is the name, one of the names of Krishna. So Dudha pivan man mohana pyare. This is in Vraj Bhasha. And our Vaishnava bhajans are mostly in Sanskrit and in Bengali. But there are so many pure devotees in Vraj also who have the same bhav, because Sri Vallabhacharya was an offshoot of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had taken Siksha from our Gaudiya Vaishnavism. But due to some transcendental disagreement, he left and he started his own Sampradaya. Like Srila Prabhupada had transcendental disagreement with the Gaudiya Math and he started ISKCON. But we should not criticize. This I would appreciate only after some level of maturity studying Vaishnava bhajans in Gaudiya Vaishnavas. I could understand what this is the meaning behind it. How much love is there. So Dudha Pivana Manamohana Pyare. Bali Bali Jau Gauru Jini Kije. And Bali Bali Jau means when he's drinking that milk, just like a mother is doing this. Oh, may you live long, drink nicely, may you grow stronger, may all your problems come to me. Bali Bali Jau. See, this is the bhav. In Mangal Arti, I don't know if I explained this here or not. What is the significance of Mangal Arti? When I explained that in Govind Lila Amrit, there are 8 different divisions of 24 hours, each 3 hours each. So Krishna, Radharani, the gopis, the Vrajvasis are performing their pastimes 24 hours. It has been described by Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. So in the last, rather it is considered the first part of it's called Ratri Lila from 12 to 3:20 to be precise, 3:20 a.m. Some are 2 hours and 40 minutes, some are 3, but average 3 hours. 8 threes are 24. So at that time, Radha and Krishna, they are going into the forest in the middle of the night. The gopis, they leave their homes quietly. Krishna also escapes from the, not from the front door, but he opens the window and he jumps out. And he goes to meet the go because Mother Yashoda has tucked him in bed. Huh? They are thinking he's sleeping. But the moment Mother Yashoda, Nand Baba and all they retire, then he immediately gets up and opens his window and jumps out and goes to the forest. There he plays the flute. And then he's calling all the gopis. In the Swapaksha gopis, he's calling to perform his Ras Leela and so many wonderful pastimes. So after Ras Leela and everything, after midnight, maybe 1-2 hours Ras Leela, then the last hour or hour and a half, what they do is they rest. So when they rest, then they are making the Manjaris and the gopis are making beautiful beds for Radha and Krishna, made of different flowers, roses, gulab, uh, champa, chameli, so many different fragrant flowers. Nice bed is made, nice chamar, and nice if it's very hot, mayurpank, all these things, facilities, refreshing drinks for their pleasure, and then everybody goes to sleep. Then it is almost early morning, and you can see from very far slight redness is coming. Now they have to get up and go back to their own home. Radharani has to go back to her home. Krishna has to go back to his home in Nandgram. She has to go back to Yavat. And all the gopis have to go back to their respective homes. And everybody is still sleeping. The gopis wake up. Vrinda Devi wakes them up. Wake up, wake up. It's time to go. And they said, now it's time for you all to make the arrangements for Radha and Krishna to wake up. Because when they come dressed very opulently at the time when they go to sleep, they still have simple clothes, but very opulent clothes. And a particular way, Mother Yashoda has dressed Krishna. Before, even when Krishna is big, Mother Yashoda dresses him. Mother Yashoda feeds her own milk to Krishna, even at that older age. Yes, the moment when Mother Yashoda would see Krishna, immediately her chest would get wet out of Vatsalya Rasa. Even when Krishna was 14, 15, 16 years old. So that is Prema in Vraja. So when Mother Yashoda dresses him very nicely, puts him to bed, particular dress she makes him wear, and there is all these different paraphernalia that she has for his comfort. So when he jumps out of the window, he takes all that with him. The same dress that he was dressed at night. Now, when he's sleeping, when we sleep, what happens? Some of us wearing a watch, we take it out, right? If we have a wallet in our pocket, we take it out, right? If we have some glasses, yes, we will take it out and put it away. So similarly, a lot of the paraphernalia that they are dressed with, when they are further for relaxation, they take it out. So Radharani, Krishna takes his crown out. He takes his peacock feather out. He puts his flute away. His kamar patta, where he has tied the flute, has been made loose and put on one side. So like that, they are very well relaxed, and so many things that they have brought, the paraphernalia that they are wearing is put on the side. Now it is time to go. Vrinda Devi gets very, very, very anxious. She gets so anxious that, oh, it's almost going to be 4 a.m. in the morning, and they have to go back to their own homes. Otherwise, they will get caught, and that's not nice. Uh, so she first enthuses the peacocks, and there is one peacock especially of Krishna, one peacock of Srimati Radharani. Radharani's peacock will go next to Krishna's ear and start singing something. And Krishna's peacock will go to Radharani's ear, start singing something, and start glorifying, and hoping that they will wake up. And then they slightly wake up. Like sometimes, when we have to wake up very early, we put the alarm on snooze. Then second time snooze. Third time snooze. The alarm is ringing. So similarly, those are the alarms that Vrinda Devi sends. Snooze. They turn a little bit, toss a little bit, then they don't wake up. Then she's even more worried. Then she sends the bees. Now thinking those bumblebees are very sometimes immediately somebody will wake up. Even if you have a small mosquito, you are sleeping at night, it comes by the air, it buzzes, and you right away you wake up. You just start looking, where is the mosquito, where is the mosquito? It's going to disturb the sleep. So the bhavars are sent. So the bhavars are sent and they try to wake up Radha and Krishna, but they are very pleasant in one sense, but still they're more intense than the peacocks. Huh? But again, snooze button, they don't wake up. Then Vrinda Devi sends the duck, Tundika. Tundika is a very special swan that is in a nearby, very beautiful kunda. And that swan is sleeping all night with her beak inside. So Vrinda says, now you wake up. It's time for you to start singing loudly so that they will wake up. So then that swan wakes up and starts singing. And again, snooze button. Like that it goes on. And then finally, Vrinda Devi is so anxious and so much in anxiety. I have to do something. Then she orders the she monkey. Her name is Kahkati. That is her name. So everything in Vrindavan they have special names. Radharani has her own parrot. That own parrot became Sukdev Goswami. Ah. So that is why he has so much interest in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, because he has seen Raj pastimes with his own eyes, and he has narrated to other parrots. This is what happened today. This is what happened today. And he's speaking constantly Vrajras to the other parents. Because he's right there with Srimati Radharani under that tree. He's sitting and watching everything that is going on. So like this, she does, Kahkati, it's now your turn. And suddenly Kahkati will say, "Yeah! Yeah!" So have you seen monkey, when a monkey is screaming? Very shrill, very shrill, with the mouth wide open and showing all the teeth. So at that time, the meaning that our acharyas give for the word Jatila means two meanings. Jatila, Aila. Jata means the Jata means that monkey is in the trees, and the branches are woven, and then there is some little light coming out. You can see that, right? And when the dawn is just about to break, Jata Aila, sun has come in the Jata. So it's early morning now, time to wake up. And another meaning which Radha and Krishna heard very distinctly, Jatila Aila. And Jatila is mother-in-law. So suddenly, how did she come here? So they both jumped. Jatila Aila. Jatila has come. Radharani, Jatila is very suspicious always of Radharani. Wherever she always will send some spy, she will send her own daughter Kutila to find out where she is, what she is doing. Is that cheater Sham Sundar meeting her in some secluded place? Go watch and tell me, so then I can complain to King Kansa. So maybe next year when I come, I will speak some nice. If you remind me and if I remember, Svishra Shivasna Chakri Thakur has very nicely explained some very sweet Vraj Leelas, where all these characters are there: Jatila, Kutila, Krishna, Radharani, Lalita, Visakha, Dhanishta. All the associates are there, and very beautiful pastimes are happening in Vraj. So, okay, I will tell one very quickly. Okay, she will also like it. So one time, and this is from the book called Chandrika Chamatkar. Chamatkar Chandrika. Chamatkar Chandrika Vaishnav Vishwanath Chakuri Thakur is none other than Vinod Manjari. Very close associate of Srimati Radharani and Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari. So he has seen these pastimes and he put them in a book called Chamatkar Chandrika. Very beautiful. So there is 4 stories in that. I will narrate one very quickly. Okay, since we are talking about that, maybe she will love it. So one time what happened that in Nandgaon, Abhimanyu came. Abhimanyu is the actually Radharani was married. Yes, and her husband's name was Abhimanyu. So he came from Yavat. So you have to understand one thing, that this is not something bad that we do in the material world. What is that thing that we say in Jai Radhe Jai? Nobody thinks about these things. You have to contemplate on these verses. Jai Jai Ujjvala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sar Parkiya Bhave Jaha Vrajeta Vacha. That is called Parkiya Rasa. And I will not go into the details. There is a reason why I am not going. But just try to understand that even when Radharani and the gopis were married, they still come to see Krishna. Because did I not mention the other day about Krishna? If you want to learn something, you sit down and Radharani will take the asanam and she will explain. uh, because when Krishna called the gopis at night playing the flute, they all came running and they sneaked out of the house. They came out. Their husbands are sleeping, mother in law, daughter in law, they're all sleeping. Uh, Children, even they have some of children, they're also sleeping, but Krishna is calling. So they go with the flute, they run to and they don't even bother dressing up properly. Sometimes they put the wrong place, kajal or anything they have. Uh, they don't dress up nicely. Just whatever is there, they just simply wrap and they leave. And they come. When they come to the forest, Krishna is saying, "What are you doing here? Huh? I'm a brahmachari. Not good for somebody married like you to come and see me." Huh? He says that. This is not good. Go back. Aren't you scared? You see, and then what he does is with his own special Yogmaya Shakti, Yatra Yatra Yogeshwar. He is the mystic. He makes the sound of a tiger. He makes the sound of a wolf. Aren't you scared? Tiger is so close. Go back, go back. Maybe I will be able to hold him back. You go back home quickly. Aren't you scared that, if your husband finds out or your mother-in-law finds out that you're not at home in the middle of the night? It will look very bad. And in the morning, everybody will find out in the village. It will look so bad. Go back, go back. So Vishaka Sakhi is telling, "Hey Krishna, you're sitting on that tree, nice, on that big Vyasasan, and giving us instruction about Pativrata Nari, about chaste wife from the scriptures. That's so nice of you. We are listening now. But, you know, now you hear from our Radharani. Yes, yes, please. Let Radharani speak and I will hear. You should first come down. Radharani will now become the guru. And the Sakhis, they made a nice Vyasasan for her. And said, Krishna, if you want to hear from Guru, you have to sit down. Instructions. So Krishna actually wanted that. He loves it. So yes, 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 yes. So just like how very nicely she's sitting down and listening. Yes, 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 I will listen. Okay. So what did you say? You said that the chaste wife's duty is to stay home and serve the husband. Right? So Krishna said, of course, that's true. Ah. So now you listen quietly. Now she is the guru and now she will give you instructions. So yes, please give us instruction. So Radharani is narrating one story. And in that story, she is saying that there was one very chaste wife. What do you call in Telugu? Pativrata. Pativrata. Nari. She is, and she always served the husband very nicely. Whenever the husband was a nice bhoga she cooked, offered very nicely to Krishna, and then nice prasadam, she served him very nicely, and then even gave him fan uh, while he's taking his prasadam. And after he finished eating prasadam, she would take her meals. And then when the husband is taking rest, she would do some charan seva. Uh, so she was such a chaste wife. Now, that husband told the wife one day that, my dear, I have to go somewhere far. It will take me several months to come back. So don't worry too much. Take care of yourself. And immediately she started crying. Her husband is still there. It was maybe 1 week more left to go, but he gave the news. So she started crying that out of separation. So there are many types of separation even in Krishna consciousness. Ah, of course, I don't have the time to explain that right now. But she started crying out of separation, although the husband is there, right there in front. So she was thinking, I won't be able to serve you. If I don't serve you, prasadam, I cannot eat. And you know that I always eat after you eat. So you can go, but I won't be eating. And if you come back, you find my dead body, don't worry too much. I'm not going to eat anything. So the husband is convincing the wife, my dear wife, why are you doing that? I have to go for some important work. Okay. Now the problem is to eat. I will give you some nice, I'll share something with you and I hope you will accept it. She said, tell me what? She said, you know what? Every day you are used to offering me first prasadam and fanning me and then taking. I'm not saying don't do that. Here's my picture. You put it on a table and every time you cook something, You first offer it to Narayana, Krishna, and then you offer it to my photograph. And think that I am there and I'm taking. And you can, if you want, if you like, you can even fan my picture. Okay. So then she reluctantly agreed. This is Radharani saying this. Reluctantly agreed, okay, but please come back fast. I will come back as soon as possible. So every day since he left, she was offering that prasadam, fanning to the photo of the husband. And then afterwards she would take the prasadam from the bhoga or the prasadam, Mahaprasad of the husband. Now, Radharani is saying, Tunga Vidya is saying, you understand what she has said so far? She says, yes, please tell more. Krishna is telling. So Radharani is saying, okay. So now one day, that husband, suddenly he comes to the door. And at that time, she is making thali offering to the picture of the husband. At that time, she is making that offering to the picture. And the knock is there on the door. And she sees from far that it is her husband. So what she should do? Radharani is asking Krishna. And all this, yes, Krishna, you are so smart. You are teaching us about the Vedas and all these wonderful Shastras. You are very smart. Tell us what she should do. What she should do, that chaste wife. So Krishna. Correct. Run and open the door. Very nice. But so Krishna also said the same thing. What is there? This is not rocket science. It is not complicated. She should immediately open the door, run and open the door, and offer that full plate to her husband and not to the picture. So Krishna, you are smart but not so smart. When you told us to go back, you are our real husband. The real husband is at the door. You invite him inside and you offer him the foodstuffs. So you are our real husband. So that's why we want to serve you and we want to make you happy. Everything else is just your expansions or they are Mayavir Swarups. They are the Swarupas made by, and this Leela is done to enhance the pastime. Even those marriages that were done, they are not actually, Radharani never got married or Abhimanyu could not really touch Radharani. Like Ravana could not really touch Sita. It was Mayaviri Sita. Because Krishna is Bhoktaram Sarva Yajna Tapasya. He is the only Bhokta. Nobody can. But for the sake of Leela, to enhance that sweetness and to show what really Sarva Dharman Parityaja is, he took the example of the Vraj Gopis. That in that verse, I had explained that I think in one of the sessions, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even rejected that verse. Sarva Dharman Parityaja. Did you know that? You did not know that. Oh, Krishna, you should read Chaitanya Leela, Madhya Leela, chapter 8. Conversation between Rai Ramananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is right here on the banks of the Godavari in Vidyanagar. So when Mahaprabhu came, and Sarvabhaumacharya told him in Jagannath Puri, when you go to Dakshin Bharat, you should meet the minister of Vidyanagar, Ramananda Rai. He is a very good devotee. Don't misunderstand him because he has a royal position, but he is a true devotee to the heart. Please make sure you meet him. So before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left Jagannath Puri, those instructions were given and to him. Because Sarvabhaumacharya was like his grandfather in one sense. Although he became, by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, became a pure Vaishnava. But then later on, Mahaprabhu still considered him as a very Varishta. And so he respected, okay, I will certainly meet him. Because so he tells when he meets in Vidyanagar, Rai Ramananda, on the banks of the Godavari, I was told it was the order of Sarvabhaumacharya to meet you. And of course, they know each other. First, even when they had their sight on each other, they started crying. Because Rai Ramananda is Vishaka Sakhi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna of... she is the best listener so far. She is the Krishna of Vrindavan. Not Krishna of Dwarka. Not Krishna of Mathura. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna of Vrindavan in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So when they met, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after all the greetings and the crying was over, out of separation, and everything. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, and they were sitting alone. Nobody else is allowed. Because so many wonderful topics are going to be discussed. Actually, when he was minister the previous day, when Mahaprabhu came to the banks of the Godavari, Rai Ramanan saw him from far, the effulgent personality in the saffron clothes. And he understood this, but he did not show it. And he offered his obeisances from far. And all his other ministers who are under him, and all the different, well, if you want to rest, why don't you rest inside? It's okay. Yeah. So he was accompanied by many brahmanas, Vedic brahmanas, so speaking so many mantras and all, coming to take a bath in the Godavari. We're talking about brahmanas this morning, right? Basically, orthodox Brahmins, they are all only concerned with Vidhi. There is no pure devotion of that higher extent. Some devotion, but not pure devotion. So at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu indicated in his heart, when he came to offer him obeisances alone, and they saw everybody was seeing, who is this person, this sannyasi in saffron? So much respect our own great minister, chief minister of Vidyanagar is giving, right? So they were all looking at each other, the Brahmanas. So Mahaprabhu just told him one thing: tomorrow come back alone. Don't bring anybody. So next day he comes alone. And Mahaprabhu asked him some questions. One question he asked. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had this wonderful habit of taking out the rasa from his devotees' mouths. He can always speak, but sometimes what he did, he made his own devotees speak. So he asked this question to Rai Ramananda, that what is the highest goal of mankind, or of a devotee? What is the highest goal of a devotee? And you have to tell me everything based on Shastra, no imagination, as it is. That is why our parampara, Bhagavad Gita, as it is. People don't understand the importance of that. Now, although she is Vishaka Sakhi, who is none other than actually born on exactly on the same day as Srimati Radharani. Same birthday, exactly same age. All features are also like Radharani, Vishaka Sakhi. So she knows Radharani so well. And she is the Akil Guru, even the Guru of Krishna. So how can she, if he makes a statement, whether on statement based on Shastra or no Shastra, whatever he speaks is Shastra. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. Padma Vakya means it is Shastra. It is Shastra. Whatever they speak. But for us as Vaidhi Bhaktis, whatever we speak, we should substantiate it as it is. Either we have heard from Prabhupada or through his books or from the Acharyas, not making our own imaginary conclusions or not teaching those things. So that is not right. Some say that this is Bhagwan, this person is God. But Prabhupada said, no, does it say anywhere in the Shastra? Because in the Shastra, all the indications of all the avatars is given, avatars, what their incarnations are, when they will appear, everything, all that information is given. And in this today's world, we find that sentimental people, they say, oh, you don't know he is Bhagwan. Bhagwan Satya Sai Baba. What kind of Bhagwan he is? Sorry to say that some people have faith in such persons, but it is not true. Sometimes they pull out some ashes. Sometimes they pull out some gold. That doesn't make them God. That is chamatkar. I have seen chamatkars in my own life. Every time when we go to the West Coast, we sometimes stop in the Sin City, Las Vegas. And what we like best, especially from my childhood, I have always enamored by magic. And some of the world's best magicians are present in Las Vegas. Some of the best magicians. And previously, when I used to go for those magic shows, I used to spend a lot of money for the front seat because I want to watch them very closely. How they are tricking the people. I have. You take it, observe others if you have to.
Can I bring butter to Prabhu?
Yeah, you can bring. Why not? One person bring it
Yeah,
without disturbing
no,
the mood. Yeah, you can bring it. Okay. But you can hear while you're doing that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw some of the world. I have spent quite a bit of money on those tickets. Seeing even when I was a child and even in my college days, I went to Bhavan's college, and there is a Bhavan, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and that great magician PC Sarkar came. PC Sarkar from Bengal, and I went very eagerly to see his show. So some or the other, Hare Krishna. What you put in the buttermilk?
Cumin seed powder, salt, and this, yeah, water. It's chili ఏమంటారా?
Chili.
Yeah,
Okay.
chili. Right?
Okay. No other masala, right?
No.
Okay. We have to be careful on Ekadashi. You can turn the fan up one notch if you want. I think it's getting more hot due to the heat. Okay. We are done with discussion on that. Let's not digress. So, what was I saying about magicians?
Magician, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. So when I went, I saw some of now those magicians are not alive. They're known as Sickfield and Roy. Two friends. They were very great magicians. They used to bring real tigers on the stage and make them disappear. They brought a real elephant. I was sitting in the front row, and real elephant you can smell, not some plastic or some screen where the projection is there. And he just put a cloth through it, and we can feel the elephant moving with his trunk. And when he removed the cloth, the entire elephant disappeared. We have seen magicians bringing big helicopter, real helicopter on the screen. They are big stages, not small, huge, where you can bring big 18-wheeler inside. That big stages they have, very expensive. And he made the whole helicopter disappear. Magician is standing right in front of you, performing, and suddenly he will stand next to you. In 2 seconds, just somebody comes, puts a cloth over his head, and suddenly, when the cloth is removed, he's standing right there with his microphone in aisle where the customers are watching. So, why did I talk about that? About magic? Satyasaiva. So those are some siddhis. Those siddhis are material. That has got nothing to do. Bhagavan is not material. He's transcendental. So we say in Hindi or Marathi, chamatkar ko hai namaskar. People in this world are so innocent or so stupid or so foolish that they accept them as Bhagavan if they can do some chamatkar. That doesn't give them the category of Bhagavan. We have to be very careful. Some of us, even in ISKCON, they say our Guru Maharaj is the direct associate of Lord Nityananda. Did he reveal it to you? How you can say that? Just because we are sentimental? Even Prabhupada did not reveal his identity. When somebody asked him who you are, Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will faint. That is, Prabhupada has two reasons. First of all, you are not qualified, and he was very humble. He did not want to reveal who he is. So Rai Ramanand was asked this question, that please tell me what is the highest goal of human life or the devotee. So, and you have to substantiate with Shastra. So he says that, speaks some verses from Bhagavad Gita. He speaks this verse that Yad karosi yad asnasi, vam karma yoga. He speaks whatever you do, you offer to Krishna. Then he speaks about, he speaks about Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Nasoji Kankshidi. Mahaprabhu says, Iha Bahi Age Kaho. This is external. Tell me more. And there are reasons. I don't have time to go into that. Because I have to come back to the main point. He speaks about even Varnashram Dharma. That also Mahaprabhu says, that's okay. It's Iha Bahiya. This is external. Tell me more. Then he finally speaks about the best verse of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. That verse. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Iha Bahiya. This is also external. Tell me more. So that doesn't mean that I'm saying that don't read Bhagavad Gita. Until or unless we come to that point or that bhava of Raganuga Bhakti, we should continue in our Vaidhi Bhakti very nicely. Not that we straight jump over to Chaitanya Charitamrita where we go into this Leela and say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected Bhagavad Gita. No. His consciousness was he wanted to hear from Rai Ramanand the highest. concept. So then he starts speaking about Dasya Rasa. So then Mahaprabhu likes that. He doesn't call it Iha Bahya. This is external. He says, this is fine, but tell me more. So he changes his vocabulary from Iha Bahya to this is okay, this is fine. Then he speaks about Vrindavan and he speaks about the relationship of his friends and Krishna. And then Mahaprabhu smiles. Sakiras, yes, now you are talking. Please tell me more. He doesn't say I reject that or Iha Bahya. Then he talks about the parental love of Yashodama, Nanda Baba, the Vatsalya Rasa. And he says, this is very nice. Please tell me more. And Mahaprabhu's smile widens. And then he starts talking about Madhurya Rasa. Mahaprabhu is fully smiling and happy. And he's talking about the love of the gopis. And he's even more in ecstasy. And then when he comes to the point of talking about the details of Srimati Radharani, because it is Visakha Sakhi, knows all the wonderful inner heart of Radharani, he shuts his mouth. Mahaprabhu simply comes close with the palm, bringing him to his mouth, because then he was going to talk about even much, much higher romantic subject matters, which Mahaprabhu said, this is enough for me right now. It's more than good enough. I'm very happy. So, why I said this is because, do you remember the original point? Why I gave the example of Braj Bhakti is highest.
Right.
In this context,
Highest goal of devotees, that was the answering to that question.
that is there, but why I started the story? There are many dots to be connected. When I give such certain example, that is my style of preaching or sharing Krishna consciousness, so that we can understand the concept very thoroughly. So I was talking about the story that Radharani narrates of the chaste wife to Krishna. And says, you are our real husband. And I was saying that they married, but they were never their husbands. They were all in kind of, we can say, like the Mayavri Sita. But he created a situation to explain what is the highest surrender, that the gopis even left their husbands, their children, and came to me. That is Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Braja. But Arjuna had to be assured that Ma Sucha, do not fear. He did not have to tell that to the gopis. After speaking entire Bhagavad Gita, this is the explanation of our Acharya is giving, which I am sharing. That 18 chapters almost he finished explaining the different yogas, right? How to please him, what his duty is, karma yoga, dhyan yoga, etc., bhakti yoga. And then he says that Sarva Dharman Paritijama. But after hearing the entire Bhagavad Gita, I mentioned this in my soul. How come you all can forget so quickly? You were both there. They still had, Arjuna still had some doubt. And Krishna being Paramatma, he noticed that. That still, I feel that should I really fight against Bhishmadev? Should I fight against my Guru? After understanding the Gita also, there was still some reservation. So that's why Krishna had to assure him, don't worry, you fight, I will take care of all your reactions. Ma Sucha, do not fear. Krishna had to give that guarantee to him. But the gopis, he never had to give that guarantee. They did it spontaneously. That Saranagati of the gopis did not require an additional assurance like Ma Sucha. You get the point?
Yeah.
That is why Mahaprabhu did not accept that verse from the highest perspective. From the Vaidhi Bhakti, it is the highest perspective. From Raganuga Bhakti, it is not the highest perspective. That is why time and again I say, very nicely, meticulously finish Bhagavad Gita. Absorb the message very nicely. Chant your minimum prescribed rounds or even more good rounds. Serve the Vaishnavas. Associate with the devotees nicely. And the progress will come so fast that Prabhupada himself will open the Raganuga doors about Raganuga Bhakti. Spontaneous prema, which we are not qualified at this point. Because our anarthas are so many. Thank you, my dear. Hare Krishna. So please take this to your hearts. This is a very special session that few devotees are here. Some are new, some are very old, some, but doesn't matter. The message that I am putting it in such a way that I'm not going into the deep romance of Radha and Krishna. Neither I am qualified, nor I will ever speak that. But it is the Siddhant of the Rasa. That's where we need to be. So, yeah. So when we do that, we find that even Bhagavad Gita takes a backseat. But not right now. Again, I don't want to, I'm making a big disclaimer that now that you have heard this, you will stop reading Bhagavad Gita. No, then you will never be able to understand what Rai Ramananda Mahaprabhu is speaking. Unless and until one has completely absorbed Bhagavad Gita very nicely. Then we will appreciate the higher rasas. And this rasa will never end. Ananda Amudi Vardhana. That is the meaning. Even when we have attained such levels of Gaudiya Vaishnavism that our Acharyas have blessed us with, it is still always ever increasing, never static. It's always more and more and more and more and more and more and more to an unlimited. It's like infinity. Infinity has no end to it. So that is how Krishna consciousness, rasa and prema is. It has no end to it. So therefore, Mahaprabhu did not like that because Krishna had to guarantee Arjuna that do not worry. Whereas in Vraj, he doesn't have to guarantee that. He has auto spontaneous. In Gopi Geet, we find in the 16th verse, Pati Sudan Vayat Brata Bandhava, that the gopis they are saying to Krishna, we have left our husbands, we have left our relatives, we have left all of them and come to you, O Krishna. And why are you so cruel to us? Like that, they are putting that case forward. But this is also pure Leela. So Krishna, when the gopis also get married, it is only to show that what is the level of Sharanagati that they have. That is the point. Unless and until we don't understand that, he has to make some Leela happen. Supposing if the mother-in-law has to chastise her daughter-in-law, what is the drama she will do? Even the daughter has not done anything, she will chastise the daughter. She will chastise the daughter. The message will go to the daughter-in-law that she has made this mistake. Indirectly, it will go. The daughter has not done anything wrong, but in spite of that, a very proper way to instead of chastising her directly, she says, she will tell this to her daughter. So Krishna has to highlight Vrajbha. How we can do that? So he has to enact all these pastimes. That some gopi gets married to this house, I have some more. Some gopi gets married here, some gopis have children, some gopis have families, or some gopis are staying in different villages. But when Krishna calls them, they all come running without any consideration. Please try to understand this Vrajbhav. It is not difficult. Even we are beginners, if we understand the concept, then our life in Krishna consciousness journey will become very easy. For example, at the other day I mentioned that the gopis in Vraj and the gopis of Dwarka, when Krishna fell sick. You remember that story that I said? You remember, right? Headache. Right? Now, there is Madhurya Rasa even in Dwarka. The queens of Dwarka love Dwarkadish a lot. But what is the difference? Another difference. Because Krishna was married there, he had 10 boys and 1 girl from each queen. So can you imagine? 16,108 multiplied by 11, that many children Krishna had. Now, each queen had their own 11 children. So now, her love was distributed in 12 parts. 1 for Dwarkadish and 11 for the children. It is natural. When husband and wife are living alone, it's a different story. First child comes, then the time that the wife was able to give the husband is much less. Second child comes, even more less. Third child comes, even more less. It's logical, right? But in Vrindavan, although these gopis had children, had family, their love never got distributed. Their love for Krishna was pristine. It was pure. Therefore, the gopis of Vrindavan, therefore Vraj is the supreme most when it comes to love. Understood this concept?
Yes.
Difference between Vrindavan and other places where Krishna is performing his pastime. And in Vrindavan, he creates that so that he can highlight the love of the gopis. So, supposing there is a certain situation where the Guru chastises the disciple very heavily, like Hriday Chaitanya was the Diksha Guru of Shamanand Pandit. When Shamanand Pandit went to Vrindavan, I think the other day I mentioned about the three, Narottam Das Thakur, Shamanand Pandit, and Srinivas Acharya. They all studied under Jiva Goswami. In the essence that, we are all God brothers and God sisters. That was the message that I gave. We should have so much love, not with the narrative that only because I'm initiated with this Guru, I will only follow him. And the rest of them not really, or I'm concerned much with them. So when he came back from Vrindavan, Radharani had personally given him a tilak. Radharani had personally given the deities of Radha Shyam Sundar from his heart to him. And when he came back, Guru was so angry. He said, how dare you change your tilak? How dare you change your name? Because Radharani gave him Shyamanand Das. Radharani gave her previously, his name was Dukhi Krishna Das. Dukhi Krishna Das. But it was changed. So how can you do that? And he chastised him and even beat him up. Hriday Chaitanya Goswami beat him up, but he was so humble. He was so humble, he accepted it. Later on, actually, Radharani came in his dreams and clarified everything. Then he was very sorry. So the point here is that Krishna creates a situation, especially in a place called Vrindavan or Braj, so that he can highlight the glories of the gopis, and especially the topmost gopi, Srimati Radha. Vrindavan is all about that. Therefore, they get married. Therefore, they have children. So that their Parkiras means meeting or having a relationship outside of marriage. But that is transcendental. We cannot imitate and do it here. Then that is nonsense. That is completely wrong. Some people say if Krishna had at 16,108 gopis, etc., etc., if I have one or two relationships, what is wrong with that? And that person is a rascal.
Yes.
Prabhupada said Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill 7 days and 7 nights on the small finger. Can you even lift 10 kgs and stand there for 1 hour with one hand up? Try doing that. Lord Shiva, you want to imitate and drink and that what do you call? No. Lord Shiva, they drink bhang. They all bhang, or they want to smoke something that is not correct. Then why don't you take all that poison? Even you try to smell the steam coming out of that poison. There's so many birds got killed. You will be killed. And Lord Shiva. So we should not imitate them. We have to understand that is why if we are good preachers, we will be able to give proper answers to everyone who comes and who kind of desecrates our dharma. That this religion of Hinduism is all garbage. Their God is simply doing nonsense. So, by keeping so many relationships, etc., right? What kind of God is that? But then they will never be able to understand. Therefore, proper explanation has to be given. So that is Rajbhav. So, Bhaktivedanta Thakur continuing into this bhajan, Jai Dina Grihe Bhajan Dekhi Grihe Te Golok Bhai. What a beautiful statement. That day,
You want wash?
no. I'll get up. Actually, you know what, Anju? Anju, you bring me something. No, let her bring. I never touch my lips, I think. But anyway, can you just bring me a bowl or something quickly? Oh, wait, okay. Correct. Very true. Thank you. Okay, no more distraction. Done. Chas is done. Water is done. Okay. How many times I have to tell this? Unless and until you don't absorb these things, then we will not advance nicely. We will stay continuously for many lifetimes on the platform, of Kanishta Vaishnavism. We will not advance. And I'm, like I said, I'm giving this. Some people say you should not speak to this in front of newcomers. I said, why not? Everybody's heart Krishna is there. And if you explain things properly, they can understand. And they will even do their sadhana bhakti very nicely to obtain the highest goal. That is my contention. So, as I was saying, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Jayati ne grihe bhajan dekhi. Griyate Golok Bhai. Whenever we see bhajan in our homes, that home itself becomes Golok. Charana Sindhu Dekhiya Ganga, Sukna Sima Pai. When I see that the Ganges that has emanated from the lotus feet of Krishna or Vishnu, when I take darshan, my joy has no bounds. I get unlimited joy just by taking a darshan of Ganga. So all these things are good for our Krishna bhakti. Taking darshan of Narmada, Ganga, Jamuna, etc. That is good for bhakti. That is what he is trying to say here. Tulsi Deki Judaya Pran, Madhava Toshani Jani. Every time we say, see Tulsi Devi, huh? What is he saying? Madhava Toshani Jani. Tulsi Devi gives satisfaction to Madhav. If we don't offer, you can offer millions of bhogas, but if you don't have Tulsi on it, then Krishna will not even look at it. Huh? So Toshani means give satisfaction to Krishna, Tulsi Devi. Tulsi Devi is a huge role in Vrindavan. And that is why her name is Vrindavan. It is named after her. Radharani gave that name to her. Vrindavaneshwari. Vrindavaneshwari is also Tulsi Maharani. That she is the master. She is the director of everything. Even Krishna dances to her tunes. See? Krishna also, she is the director. When the director is there, no matter how big of an actor you may be, charging crores of rupees for one movie, but director says, you have to go. Yeah, okay. I'll almost finish this. Director says that, you dance right now and you dance in a certain way. The actor will have to dance. Director will say, you cry, and the even if he's very rich person, topmost actor, but he will have to cry. Director says you laugh, so he will laugh. So Tulsi Devi is the director in Raj. She arranges all the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So like that, Gaura Priya, Saka Sevana Jivana Sarthak Mani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu loves leafy vegetable called sak. So when I serve that, that is conducive to my bhakti because he is pleased. Not that whatever I like, I will serve. Gaura Priya. Priya means dear. Saka Sevane. That leafy vegetable that Mahaprabhu likes. If I serve it and he takes it, Jivana Sarthak Mani, I will consider my life to be successful. And at the end, he's saying, Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajane, Anukula Bhayaja. Whatever is good for Krishna Bhajan, Anukula, I will perform. Prati Divase, every day. Paramasukhi, and with great joy. Not that tomorrow is Ekadashi, oh, no beans, no grains. Tomorrow Ekadashi, I have to chant 25 minimum rounds. With sadness sometimes that, or with worry. But here he says, Prati Divase, every day, Paramasukhi, with great joy, Svikara karo etaha. I will accept it with great joy. Anything that is good for Krishna Bhakti, I will accept with great joy. So this is the essence of this Ekadashi Bhajan. Unfortunately, we did not have any more time. It's late to speak about Ajamil some other time, if Krishna willing. If we have, we will speak on that. But we will have our discussion later on the holy names so that, we are very steadfast in it. It's important that we hear about such important pastimes, especially from Srimad Bhagavatam. So what I was saying about Mangal Arati, finalized just, if we come to the main point, one time I said that, then that Kakati comes and says, Jatila, Jatila. So my mother-in-law is here. Boom, she wakes up. And Krishna is also scared. And he wakes up. But then it is Jatila Aila means the sun has just come, on the horizon is coming. So that monkey did not lie. But that worked very well. So then immediately what happens? In that case, Immediately they know now sunrise is going to happen very soon and everybody will wake up. In Nandgaon, Mother Yashoda wakes up early, the servants wake up, Barsana or sorry, Yawat in Radharani's home, because in Vraj, everybody wakes up early. They have to milk the cows and everything. So they wake up very early. So uh, at that time, all the gopis and especially the manjaris, they gather around very quickly and they decorate Radha and Krishna just exactly the way they were last night when they came. So when they go home, then they have everything as it is. So that is why Dikunja, Ratikeli Siddhya, Yaya, Alivir, Yukti, Rapekshane, Tatrati, Daksha, they are so expert. They know everything. Exactly how Radharani had worn the kajal when she came that night before. But before she was sleeping and she was rubbing her eyes, the mascara or the kajal got rubbed everywhere. But now they know how to clean it up nicely and put it exactly just the same way with the same design. When she came with a certain way, sometimes ladies they wear their pallu like this, or sometimes they wear it like this different ways. Or Krishna also where ties a knot to the left side when he's putting his flute in that kavarpatta. Exactly they did it. And then they were all ready to do arti. That arti is what? That is Mangal Arti in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. That arti is what? That, when that arti comes, when they do that arti and it comes to us, our bhav, deep bhav I'm saying, okay, is that we take it and we put it on our head or we do like this. May all your bad things come to me. Oh Krishna, don't get caught. Go home safely. That is the bhav that the that Lalita and Vishaka, sometimes Lalita performs the arti, sometimes Vishaka performs the arti, and all the manjaris have decorated Radha and Krishna very nicely, perfectly, without anybody noticing that they have left their homes. So when they go back, everything is back to normal. Nothing missing. Everything is perfect. So for Mangal Arti, for all of us, is that bhav, Vraj bhav. That now Krishna, it's time for you, Radharani, it's time for you to go home. Okay? And please, I wish that nothing bad come upon you. I take it on my head. All of them, they are well-wishers. They are simply taking that. So when we take that, even when we do it to children, we do that. That means what? All the bad things come on me. That is the bhav. That is Balihari. When they say Balihari, Balihari. All bad things. That is true prema. Let me go to hell. I'll give the dust of my feet. You take it, Naradji. You're not afraid to go to hell. No. We're not afraid. For eternity, Krishna's stomach ache will go away. We are happy, just that. We don't mind staying in hell for the whole eternity. That is Vraj Prem. That is what this song is all about. What is good for Krishna Bhakti, we should accept. So very quickly in 2 minutes, how many points we have in that? Number one, the pure, the Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu, the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, we should accept, that are conducive to Bhakti. Then Seva of Vaishnavas is Param Siddhi. Then the Ekadashi and all the other Madhav Tithis we should perform. Four, Krishna Vasadi, wherever Krishna's pastimes happen, I will go to those places and take blessings. That is conducive to bhakti. And with great respect. Other. Not like we are taking reels, showing tongue. Vrindavan we have come. How do I look? Do I look like a gopi and they're taking pictures and this and that? That's nonsense. That's why whenever I take somebody for any kind of yatra, I say you will get a chance only to take one photograph. Put the phones away. We are not tourists. If you want to be tourist, then go somewhere else, not with me. I'm very strict about that. Personally, on myself and others also. So, what was the fourth point? Places with a lot of reverence, and so that we can take blessings, right? Then, and then number 5, along with who? Which kind of devotees? Pranay Bhakata Sanghe. With devotees who have really, not for those devotees not doing this for money or gathering dhanam janam, not that kind of devotees. One who has really understood the raga bhav, or at least trying to follow. without getting any material benefits out of doing a Dham Seva or Vaishnav Seva. If we seek benefit, like this, our debate has been going on for some time. Very quickly, I will tell, some of them are getting paid to do Seva, especially in America. So I'm totally against that. I can understand if you have a watchman, you pay him. But for paying the pujari, if they're staying in the temple, they're getting prasadam, and they have decided to dedicate their lives, then why charge money? When the temple is taking care of all your needs, your medical needs, your eating, everything. So if you're not ready, then why do you stay in the temple? Go stay outside, make lots of money, and continue in Krishna consciousness with whatever capacity. But if you get compensated, then I had a big debate with many devotees there. I said that, some devotees said that, oh, we are getting paid in the temple for doing this seva. You think we are not doing devotional service? I said, no, that is not devotional service. It is just some job you're doing. Devotional service is what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. When Nrsimhadev Bhagavan said that I'm pleased with you, ask me something. He said, I'm not a merchant. In exchange of seva, I will ask for compensation. Then that is not true devotional service. So that these things are slowly going away. Everybody is getting paid. All big temples are paying big salaries to temple presidents, paying salaries to even commission to the donation collectors. Everybody, even brahmacharis, they want to get paid. One time, Prabhupada book, somebody was ready to translate in French. So that couple, husband and wife said, Prabhupada, we can translate in French your Bhagavad Gita as it is. So the Prabhupada said, was very pleased. Thank you so much. Then slowly that Prabhupada disciple, how much we will get paid? Prabhupada cried. How much we will get paid to translate? You will take money from Guru. You will take money from Vaishnavas. Prabhupada said, this is devotional service. The moment we get compensated, it does not take devotional service. Take the word devotional out, it becomes service. Just like you're doing a job in a store or in an office. First of all, nobody is saying that you join the temple and stay 24/7. If you do it, then you have to come to that level of complete dedication. That I'm getting 2 times prasadam, I'm getting my basic needs, and if I'm falling sick, temple is taking care. That is a very high level if really somebody is not aspiring for something beyond that in terms of monetary compensation. That is why I always say, do not join the temple. Stay outside, serve nicely, work, make lots of money, and give to the temple. Don't take from the temple. That is my principle that I share with many people. But the moment we try to get some compensation, then that spirit is spoiled. In days of Prabhupada, nobody got paid, not even 1 penny. Everybody was voluntary. As a matter of fact, some of them, like Brahmanand Prabhu or Bruce, his name was Bruce Scharf. He was Jewish. Jews are very conjuice. They don't give money so easily. But he brought his whole salary and gave it to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, we do not have enough money to pay the rent for 26 2nd Avenue. He was a teacher. So he brought full salary he gave to Prabhupada's hand. That let us pay the rent. That time there was a big struggle. Even then, none of them asked for any money. Just because the donors are giving a lot of money, it should be used in the proper way. Very important. So that's my final point that I was trying to make. That we should be very pure devotional service. Compensation is not. Moment even we take 1 penny for our own sense gratification, then that is not pure devotional service. It is not pure devotional service. Never take any money for devotional service. I'm not saying don't take money, work. No, who's saying no? Do some sattvic job. I'm saying make millions. Become Kharapati. Who is saying no? But don't call it devotional service. My objection is to the word, and these people who are fighting against me, even Prabhupada disciples, some of them, this is in New Vrindavan. So they may try to put a guilt trip on me. That, oh, so because we are cutting the grass there, and because we are getting paid, you think this is not devotional? I said, no. You're doing service, not devotional service. If you are cutting the grass for free, without taking a single penny, then that is devotional service. That's Nishkam Karma. Then you are doing Karma Mishra Bhakti. Because you are expecting some compensation. So that's not done. We had never done it at that time. So this is our Krishna consciousness is so pure But the problem is that we sometimes, when the leadership is not there, we follow in their footsteps, and everybody is just related. It's all about money. And pure bhakti is nothing to do with money. Whether it comes, it doesn't come. Pure bhakti is independent. Swarat. Krishna is Swarat. Srimad Bhagavatam, first verse. Fully independent. Pure bhakti is Swarat. It is not dependent on any material condition. Whether one has money, doesn't have money, one has house, doesn't have house. That is not the criteria for pure bhakti. If that criteria comes in, then we are not situated even mentally on that pure bhakti platform. What to talk about really being on that pure bhakti platform? So whatever is conducive to bhakti, we must perform. That is the, and I was counting 6 items we counted, that the sixth one was we go out with Pranay Bhakata Sangha. 6. 7. Whenever there is the sound of mridanga or kartals, etc., musical instruments, then my heart starts. I'm always looking for that opportunity. Number 8. We should sing bhajans and kirtans that are approved by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then if we really do that, because it is in pure devotional service, our hearts will jump in joy. Number 9. Jugala Murti Dekhiya Mora Parama Ananda Hoy. Taking darshan of the Jugala Murti. Taking nice darshan. Today I have to show that picture of Radha Raman to you all. I showed him, Avinash Prabhu, that sometimes Radha Raman's mouth is closed, sometimes you can see the teeth. I will show you all later. Okay? So when we take the darshan, Jugala Murti, Jugal means Radha Krishna, just not Krishna. Even that Guru Vairappan is not on the Gaudiya platform. It is Vaikuntha platform. Okay? There is no Radha Rani there. So here it says Jugala Murti. Jugal means two, Radha Krishna. When I see the forms of Radha and Krishna, when Meera is just worshipping Krishna, that is not Gaudiya Bhav. There is no Radha Rani in her worship. Like that, there are so many examples. In Sanatana Dharma, they are Vaishnavas, but not on the platform of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. That's what I can very safely say based on the teachings of the Acharyas. So that was number 9. Jugala Murti Dekhiya Mora. Seeing the beautiful deities of Radha and Krishna, I'm very much in bliss. Prasada Seva Karite Hoy, Sakala Prapancha Jai. And when I take prasadam, I think I missed that point during the bhajan course. Taking prasad means it will conquer our senses. Sharira Vidya Jal, Jidendriya Kal, Jive Fele Visha Shagore. That verse, that's the meaning of that. It will conquer our senses. Our senses are very loose. But when we constantly take prasad, then it will conquer our senses. Karevare Jiva Joy. And the tongue is the most difficult to control. So if we can control the tongue, we can control all the senses. So that's number 10. Number 11. Jedine griye bhajan dekhi griyate golok bhaya. Whenever we see bhajan in the house, that becomes golok. That is why we should always, doesn't matter if we don't have that many people, we have your own family. Take Bhagavatam, take Bhagavad Gita, read a few verses, read Prabhupada's purport, do some kirtan, then that house becomes golok. Jedine griye bhajan dekhi, that is number 11. 11. Alright. And Charana Setu Dekhiya Ganga Sukhna Sima Pai. When I take the darshan of holy rivers like Ganga, then my heart is in full of bliss. There is no limit to the joy that I achieve. That is number. So taking darshan of the holy rivers, etc. Number 12. Number 13. Taking darshan of Tulsi. Tulsi Dekhiya Judaya Pran. And it is Madhav Toshani Jani. Krishna is fully satisfied. That is number
13.
Very nice. Number 13. And number 14, Gaur Priya Saka Sevane Jivan Sarthak Mani. Offering the foodstuffs that my Mahaprabhu likes, in particular sak, that leafy vegetable. I will consider my life to be successful. Number 14. Number 15. Ultimately, Bhaktivedanta Thakurji is saying, Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur is saying that Krishna Bhajane Anukul Paija, whatever is conducive. So 14 things he has mentioned just in one bhajan. 14 things he has mentioned. So many things we can learn from one bhajan only. We were discussing that yesterday. Right, Avinash Prabhu? And Prati Divasi Paramasukhe, every day. Not that I just do it one day and then forget about it. Every day. Take one bhajan. Read Prabhupada Lila Amrit. Huh? Once you finish that, slowly you come to the different books of Prabhupada. Huh? Prati Divase, Paramasuke, with great joy. Don't feel pressurized for time. Put the time management in such a way that if I'm supposed to start my business at, let's say, 10 a.m. in the morning, before 10 a.m., I'm not going to pick up any business calls. I will wake up whatever time it is scheduled. 2 hours I will do bhajan. Half an hour if I have to do Sri Vigra Seva. 1.5 hours I will do chanting. Sit down in one place and chant the holy names. Prati Divase, every day, Paramasuke, with great joy. Svikar karo, I will accept these things that are good for devotional service. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vaikuntha Ekadashi ki, Gaur Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So, thank you very much. I know you must be having some services and seva, so we may continue. I would like to still sit with a few minutes with the family if you have any questions. If anything clarification is required, please. Maybe 10 minutes we can sit.
Yeah,
That's
but
okay?
we are
No, not don't bother about me. I have very short time. I've not given you enough time. I am feeling guilty. So,
because we are following you and we are taking lectures from different places. So that is, you are giving time for us, but you are not getting enough time to take rest.
no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, any doubts about this question? Anything? One second. Prabhuji, nice to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Okay, sure. Okay. Okay. Yes. So what's your question?
So 99% people are fake, whatever that they want me about money, or they are seeking the for a help. So here, mostly we are facing the challenges with this same aspect probably. You are covering us because we are worrying. So many times Avinash and family used to give them money, but they are giving hand. They are not giving back, and we were also not expecting they are giving. But today, yesterday evening, one Iron lady came for the clothes, right, probably
For the clothes.
clothes
Ah.
for ironing. So she requesting me that I want 10,000
Rupees.
for
Ah.
borrowing for my kid education. But we are not well known each other.
No. So you don't give.
Yeah, but whenever we have need of them, we will call and we will. That much relation only we have.
Right.
So she
Right.
requested.
No. This world is full of people that we cannot trust, and they are not even devotees. So why you want to? I mean, you can help if you want, but not to that such a big extent. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. So some cases, if so many are coming like this, we don't know what is genuine and what is false. So